Yo, what's going on? It's your main man, Rick the Dawn. Hey, what's going on, y'all? So I finally caught up. Sorry, I was supposed to do this like last night, but last night was a long night, and yeah, that's why I got these sunglasses on. I don't want you to see my face, oh my eyes. Oh my gosh, it's just a crazy night. So anyway, I'll put it like this: I'm ready to talk about this, and what in the heck is going on? I know a select few of you is waiting on me, and I appreciate you waiting on me. I'm caught up now. I've watched this episode 3 times just to have a better understanding of what I'm saying. I watched it last night, was not able to focus. Watch it again this morning. Watch it again. Okay, I think I know where I want to go with this. Okay, first off, this is one of the most. Who is that? Oh, that's me. Okay, this is one of the most insane experiences I've ever looked at. And let me tell you why. Because it pokes holes in this whole love thing, right? In our mind, at least in my mind, I like to think there's a such thing called genuine true love. But this is why I watch this show, because it shows how fragile love is. I think a lot of people think that love is sturdy, is strong, is something that can go on and face anything. And I think the exact opposite. And this includes with marriage. I think love is fragile. And I think that it's fragile because you're getting two people who are not the same, and you're bringing them together as if they are the same. Because that's what happens when you get married. You find somebody that you want to become one with. That's what marriage is in essence. And that process is finalized through the making of a child, because that child takes both parents and becomes one. Like, that's the culmination of what true love is, in my personal opinion. But this show takes that concept and just runs it through the mud, because you see just how easy it is to take someone off of, that spot of love. Like, okay, I'm in love with this person, but you bring in a couple hot singles with abs or big, assets. All right. And immediately love is scrambled, and it can change if it's not firmly based, if the foundation of love is not there. And nothing has shown me that more than what I saw in this episode. There's so much sex. All right. And it's crazy. It's just crazy how powerful sex is when it comes to love. I'm not even talking about like, debaucherous sex. I'm just talking about the act of sex or attention or sexiness. It's so important when it comes to love. And I think I'm seeing it now. And both the men's side and the woman's side, you would be naive to think that sex is not playing a part in this entire situation. And we'll break it down slowly but surely. But the first couple I want to talk about is Kaitlin and Hall. As you know, this couple is the couple that is engaged on the show. They're trying to figure out what's going on. Mostly Hall seems to have all the questions. And I'm not sure why, because he has a gorgeous woman, and I don't think he quite understands it. And I'm certainly sure that Kaitlin doesn't quite understand her true value. Now, I paid closer attention to the dynamics of this relationship. First off, you have Hall, who wants to have children, and he's tried to, make that very, very known to Kaitlin, who seems to be more career oriented at this point in her life, and she's not in a hurry to have children. And therefore, this gives Hall all the excuses he needs to be more flirtatious. And as you probably have seen if you watch this episode, he's flirting with this young lady, very beautiful young lady. And a lot of the flirtation centers around Hall thinking that she's the perfect woman for him. And I don't know how to break this to Hall. This lady that he's talking about, the lady he's pursuing, she likes him for now because it's convenient. But we're talking about a very, very attractive young lady. Okay, very attractive. I don't even think she's 25 yet. I think she's 22 or something like that. Don't quote me on it. All right, don't quote me on it. But I think she's in her lower 20s. And Hall is 35. Now, unless this chick, I'm talking about the lady Hall is pursuing, unless she has extremely low confidence and doesn't believe in herself and think that this pudgy, think that this guy look like he's already been in a marriage and has 3 kids. That's what he looked like to me. I'm looking at it, I'm like, there's no way that this hot, beautiful girl is going to settle down at 22, 25 years old with this 35-year-old dad bod guy. Okay? I don't see it. I don't see it. I think Kaitlin is Hall's perfect match. I just don't see why. I get it. I get it in essence. I get it from a guy's perspective. Okay, of course. As a guy, I'm going to chase this hot 22, 25-year-old chick with no kid. Like, of course. But from a love marital perspective, I'm not seeing why she would, from a woman's perspective, I don't see why she would take him. I don't know. Let me know. It's hard. I don't get it. It don't make sense. And furthermore, when it comes to Kaitlin, I haven't seen her open up to anybody on the other side definitively. She seems to be kind of, in a friend zone space where she's friend zoning all the guys in the house. And I think after a few of these island things where they kind of sit down and watch what their partner is doing on the other side, things should open up for Kaitlin. But I think they disappointed me with tonight's bonfire when they showed Hall's videotape. He wasn't doing anything. He was just talking. And they took some of the more basic conversations that he had with the young lady I'm talking about, and they showed that to Kaitlin. I'm like, no, don't show that. Show all the stuff. Show the stuff in the party. Show this, show that. Show when he's saying, all these other, he said a lot and did a lot. And I felt like they didn't show Kaitlin enough for Kaitlin to say, you know what? I'm going to go out here and do my thing. I didn't see that. And maybe I got to watch it again. Probably didn't. Probably missed. All right, but anyway, next I want to talk about Great and what are they at? Yeah, Great and Paris. Okay, crazy situation. It's a lot going on. First off, let's talk about Great. Great came right in, came right out, and I was very surprised he did this. He came right out and just said it like, "Yo, I'm not even thinking about Paris. I'm going to come here. I'm going to have my fun. I'm not thinking about what she's doing." Basically what he said in man language, because every man that hears that is going to know exactly what he means. Basically what he's saying is, I'm single for this experience and I'm going to do me. That's what I heard. And that to me tells me that he doesn't respect Paris. Any man that will say what he said, which is, look, I'm single. I'm here. I'm not thinking about Paris. Any man that says that, you shouldn't marry this guy. Okay. If I can talk to Paris, don't look, get far away from this guy. I'm not saying he's a bad guy. I'm just saying he's not in the space to treat you the way that you want to be treated right now. But then again, Paris said some things this episode that make me a little confused as well. She talked about her date with Christian, and she literally said that she was going to take him out and perform a certain act on him if the cameras were not around. Now, I don't know if I've ever heard a woman in a relationship say something like that. So I'll even say the same thing in reverse to Great. Hey, Great, she's not yet. It's too early. Now. If you're talking about, okay, we're just having fun where we are in our relationship. We're together. We have the title, and I'm cool with that. Then fine, stay together. But I'm gonna just say it right now. These two people are functioning as single people. Okay, she took Tajik on the second date and immediately had negative things to say about him. She basically pointed out that he's kind of childish and all he does is talk about, sex, and all he does is, tell jokes. She didn't like that, so she reported that to her friends. And in a weird twist of fate, Vanessa said, you know what, maybe I'll try Tajik or Tajik, whatever his name is. So, is that not breaking girl code? Like, I'll get to that, when I talk about Vanessa, but Paris thought that she could confide in her girls and just say, look, I'm not really feeling him. He's kind of silly. Now, we all knew, anybody who knows, we all knew that was BS. We knew, like, Paris, stop it. Like, first off, you went from saying this guy looks like an angel to now he's too silly and all that. Please. And then at the party, what happened? We saw Paris getting head humped by Taji, right? Right, had her head all in this private area. He humping her head. We saw all that at the party. So it's confusing. So are you not feeling him because he's silly, or are you actually feeling him, or are you really just tapping into the hot girl summer thing, right? Where your guy's doing whatever he want to do. So at this particular point, you're gonna have your fun, right? Because I really appreciated what Taji did on their date. Taji just basically said, "Look, I'm here for all the love things and all that kind of stuff, but I'm here to have fun." So he basically gave her a dog whistle code, like, look, I'm just trying to smash and we'll figure it out after that. And that initially turned Paris off, but then you see her dancing with him at the party. So that tells me she put on a little front, but ultimately she's going to buy into it at some point. Episode 4, episode 7. You know, what you think gonna happen? I'm going to say right now, there's no way that both sides don't sleep with someone on the island. Okay. We saw Great get approached by, I think her name is Nia, and I thought she was really sloppy this episode. She was messing around with Roberto Rob. She was messing around with Great. I think she's just trying to stay on the show. I don't think she's really there for love. I mean, she basically professed to Great that she wants to be seen by him. And then, Roberto, same thing. So that was insane to see that. But Great is going to definitely take advantage of any woman that crosses his path that doesn't really have self-value. That's just what the kind of guy he is. I used to be that kind of guy, so I can recognize it. Like, yo, you all over me. I got a girl, but I mean, at the same time, she know what time it is. Paris admitted that Great cheated on her twice, and she's still with him. So I think at this point, she's only encouraging him to keep doing it because, hey, she gonna be here, right? But Great is gonna be so hurt when she finally do the deed with Taji. She's gonna do it. She's gonna do it. You know why? Because that's how women are. They got to build up a emotion first. You gotta please them or appease them emotionally so that they feel okay with their actions, right? A woman is not gonna just be hot and cold like a guy. Like, okay, I don't care. I don't even need to know you. Just like, come holler at me. Women need more of a narrative. So Taji is doing exactly that. He's not playing. He's not overly over the hill. He's not saying I love you, I adore you. He's saying I'm here to have fun, and girls like those kind of guys. And it only gets ramped up when Vanessa tells Paris, like, check it. I want to take Taji on a date too to see what kind of connection we have. So when Vanessa says that, oh, that's it. Paris is gonna fall in love with this guy, because after Vanessa tells Paris that, what happens at the party? All of a sudden, now she back on Taji because she knows she has competition in Vanessa. So that's gonna be a train wreck waiting to happen. That couple, they're gonna leave the island separate. Mark my words, they're gonna leave the island separate and they're gonna sleep with somebody. Both of them are gonna sleep with the opposite sex on their villas. All right, next we're gonna talk about Marisela and Christopher. We know that this is the inseparable couple who just can't get away from each other for a moment. They always think about each other. Man, let me tell you something. Christopher is definitely struggling. Okay. I'm looking at this from a male perspective. So when I see guys, I'm like, I'm in their head. I'm seeing what they're saying. I'm like, if I'm doing what he's doing, knowing their character, yeah, I know what it is. Christopher is definitely struggling right now. He has a bombshell in Marisela, so it will not be easy to knock him off his rock, but it's not impossible because the girl that he's like been talking to constantly, consistently, he's feeling her a lot. And let me tell you something. He doesn't even, and this is the kind of guy, let me tell you, I've studied his moves by this point. Christopher's the kind of guy that he's a boyfriend. All right. He's a boyfriend. He's not going to be a guy you're going to hook up with and, call the next day, hook up again. No, he's a relationship kind of guy. So when he's focused on a girl, he's going to give that girl all of his attention. So even though he's in a villa with all these females, the one chick he has a connection with, that's all you really see him with, or that's all you really see him with. He doesn't talk to anybody else. And so he's like a one woman kind of guy. And when Marisela was there, that's the only attention he gave her, all of his attention. Now that she's gone and he understands the concept of what he has to do, the new girl that he's interested in, that's all he's focused on. And there's something to like about that, but he's struggling. I mean, you want to see somebody going through something, some temptation, just watch him throughout the entire episode 3. He is struggling. Okay, but now going over to Marisela. Marisela is wide open. She's the opposite of Chris. You can tell that Christopher and his loyalty kind of put the pressure on Marisela to be the exact same way. Because Chris is so loyal, which is admirable, it made Marisela say, you know what, I have to also be like that because she loves Chris and she wants to reciprocate that love by doing the exact same thing. So you can tell that's what Marisela had to go through. But now that Marisela is away from Chris, Marisela about to explore herself. This season for Marisela is all about exploration. We know that we heard her say some things about lesbianism and wanting to test it out, or she has an attraction to females. So this entire experience for her is an experiment. We see that she is starting to become more flirtatious at the party. She's rollerblading around. She's dressed very, very, how do I say this? Very attractively, right? And she looks like Maya from the Ready for Whatever video. I'm not sure if she looked at the video and then say, I'm going to take that exact outfit and replicate it on the show. Because I'm telling you, if you watch Marisela during the party, when she has a little visor on and her rollerblades, that's I want to say identically, that's the exact outfit that Maya had in the Ready for Whatever video. I'm like, yo, and she looked like Maya a little bit. She does, right? But anyway, Marisela's going to explore. I think she might kiss somebody on the island. I don't foresee her having sexual relations with anybody on the island. As far as Christopher, I don't see this. I see the same thing. I think he's going to be faithful all the way through. I think Marisela and Christopher will be one of the few couples that make it off the island together. Okay. I think they've given me that vibe. All right. All right. We got to talk about this next couple here. Vanessa and Rob. Rob has rebounded. We saw in episode 2, he was struggling. He was crying in the pool with women, believe it or not, as he was kind of trying to be heard. And this episode was a lot different for Rob for a few reasons. He found his woman. I don't know her name off the top of my head, but she looks Latin. She has long hair. Very, very good looking young lady. And Naya or Nia was also someone who was on Rob's radar. But I think what drove Rob to go elsewhere is what Nia did when she confronted Great and said she's interested in Great. And, you know, guys talk, right? Just like ladies talk. So once Great heard from Naya that she's interested in him, you know, he had to go to Rob like, hey, man, your number one chick just hit me up and said she might want to, you know, check things out and see how we work and how we vibe together. So once that happens, Rob was probably like, okay, well, I like other girls too, so let me try that as well. And he found his match. That Latin chick, I'm not sure what her name is, but at the party, they were skin to skin all over each other. And then after the party, you see them sit down on the bench and have a conversation. And she does exactly something that immediately tells me how she feels about Rob. She laughs at his jokes, and Rob is not funny. She laughs at his jokes, and she places her hand on his stomach. When I saw the body language, the laugh, and the hand place, I said she likes him just as much as he likes her. But in a classy little moment here on Temptation Island, she decides, hey, I can't go forward with you, Rob, unless you go have the conversation with Nia, whatever it is. And so he said, look, I ain't tripping. I don't even like her. Like, look, we can talk to her together, which I thought was pretty shallow of Rob to do that. So he brings Nia over, and Nia, Rob, and the chick are all sitting in this awkward triangle little situation. And he tells Nia, like, look, I'm not really feeling you. I've never seen a guy be so out. He's very forth. He's like very, he didn't like pull any words. He was very forthcoming. And like I said, I didn't really expect him to do that. But that's how a guy acts when he's completely turned off about a chick. Like if he has a new chick, a guy will ditch the second option with no regard. I've done that myself. If I'm with a chick, but I find something I like more, oh, this chick right here. That's how guys, that's all guys. Look, you can go jump off of a paddy wagon fall. I don't care what you do. And that's how Rob treated Nia after he found who he was really attracted to. But Nia kind of surprises me and pushes back against Rob and say, look, I'm still interested. And like, and she even asked the young lady, like, hey, can you take your little Latin behind over there somewhere so I can talk to Rob? So she talks to Rob one-on-one, and you know, she in a lot of ways looked like she was begging Rob to still give her an opportunity, still give her a chance. And I'm thinking to myself, yo, you don't really, it's one of two things. Either you're on the show for clout and you're trying to get attention and you're just trying to get, you know, some buzz, some TV, some fame. So you don't want to go home. Like if I don't have a connection with anybody, like Great, she would be a second option to Great. And she, in this case, is a second option to Rob, or no option at all. And she might be crunching the numbers like, wait a minute, if I can't get with Great, I can't get with Rob. Christopher's always going to be with one chick. And I'm not attracted to, what's his name? Hall at all. And that means I go home. So she might be starting to crunch the data. Like, I'll be your second option. I just want a chance. So she came across as if she was begging Rob to not fall in love with her, because then at that point she would have no other options. And it really was kind of hard to watch for me, because I'm like, yo, you're a decent looking young lady and maybe your guy's not here. But then again, maybe she don't care. And she did something I thought broke woman code. She told Rob, like, look, you know, Vanessa, whatever her name is, the Latin chick, you know she's not here for love, right? I'm like, yo, that's completely, you breaking all kinds of code when you say that. So she trying to get in Rob's head. Like, yo, Rob, she just here to have fun. She not really into you, Rob. She basically told me that she's not really feeling you. So, Rob, before you jump into love with Vanessa, whatever her name is, you might want to reconsider. Did you? And she pulled this. Like, did you go talk to her about what you're saying right now? Did you talk to her about how you feel? I was like, yo, that's breaking girl code, bro. Because you basically saying, Rob, she don't like you and you'll be wasting your time. I'm like, wow, that's definitely breaking girl code. But anyway, Rob basically stuck to his guns. Like, look, I'm not feeling you. You can keep chasing me, but it ain't gonna be nothing there for you. And I just thought that was weird. And then there was a moment where Rob and Christopher have a little talk in the kitchen. And was it Chris? I'm not sure who it was. I think it was Chris, but I want to say it was Chris. I'm not sure. But anyway, they asked Rob, hey, man, what's going on? How do you really feel about the whole Vanessa situation? And he surprises me. He says, look, bro, I'm not even sure I'm going to leave this island with Vanessa. And I just said to myself, I said, really? Wow. So he's already come to that moment or to that space mentally where he's already ready to cut his ties with Vanessa. With Vanessa, right? He's ready to leave her already. And he hasn't even seen the craziness that Vanessa's doing on the other side. He was just ready to leave. Like, I'm done. I don't need her. Basically, that's what he said. And later at the bonfire, Vanessa sees Rob have that conversation, and she, reacted as you probably could expect. And yeah, but let's talk about Vanessa, man. This chick right here is something else. Somebody from episode 2's reaction in the comment section, one of my buddies, one of my female friends on YouTube, pointed out that she comes from a show called, what was it, Family or Fiance or something like that. So Vanessa is what I would like to call a reality TV star in a lot of ways. She has a very big personality, and she's been on more than one reality TV show. She probably is not recognizable. You see her in public, you wouldn't think twice. But she's been on more than one show. And we see that from time to time when a young lady is just trying to be more, get more exposure. She might hire an agent and, do more than one show. And I think someone pointed out, and I didn't check it out, but I think Vanessa has been on the show before. And you can get a sense of her professionalism as far as it relates to reality TV, just based on her conversation and how she carries herself. She knows what the cameras want to see. And we saw that so many times. For example, at the, what is it called? The little party they had on that side of the villa. What does she come out wearing? She's wearing like a bathing suit. She has the blonde wig on. She got all her body showing. So she knows the cameras like, and she knows what guys like. She is a man eater. I said that before. I'll say it again. She does everything in her power to disrespect Rob. And I was so happy to see Rob say, look, I'm not even sure I'm going to leave with her. And I'm glad she was able to see that from Rob. But you know what it is? It's not going to matter because Vanessa is a man eater. She will eat Rob and spit him out, whether he want to be eaten or not. And we saw that when she broke girl code and had a conversation with Paris saying, look, if you don't like Taji, then I want to go ahead and give him a go. I'm like, straight up, you're going to tell your girl you're going to date her a guy that you know she is in love with, basically, right? At this point, Paris is in love with, you can tell. But she did it so forcefully, like you can have an objection to it, Paris, but at the end of the day, I'm still going to do it. That's how crazy this chick, she's crazy. She's crazy, I'm telling you. She's so crazy that Mark Wahlberg, the host, said, look, I'm not scared of you, Vanessa. He had to make that known because Vanessa is just a boss. Like, she makes man feel intimidated. And that made Mark say that. Another thing that came out that was really interesting that Vanessa tells Paris and company, she says, look, I want to try Taji. So she tells Paris that she wants to try her guy. But then she tells all the girls, but I would be very upset if Bryce went on a date with any of you. So she basically said, look, I'm going to date your guys, but you can't date my guys. And then she goes up to Bryce and says, look, so I'm not really feeling how you're not really fighting for me. And she's telling Bryce that because she knows that Bryce is about to see her and Taji go out on this next date. So she's already laying the groundwork so that when Bryce sees that, he'll be able to say, well, I mean, she can have fun. She can do her thing. But what she's not telling Bryce is Bryce, she's trying to have her cake and she wants to eat it too, right? That's what she's trying to do. She got her 24-year-old boyfriend on the other island, probably sobbing, doesn't know what to do. She got him mind effed. Then she got Taji, because Taji's not going to turn down no chick because he's there just to literally just mess up relationships. That's all Taji is there for. He's there to mess up relationships. He don't want no girlfriend when it's over. He don't want no wife. He already told Paris what it was. I'm here to have fun. That's all he want to do. So she got him. And I'm not sure this episode they go into it. They don't show Vanessa talking to Taji, but you know what's coming in episode 4. You know that's coming, or 5. And then she also has Bryce, who's okay with her dating Rob and Taji because he's just trying to get in where he fit in. Vanessa is crazy. Now, the most insane part of this episode that I've been holding out is, did you hear what Vanessa told Bryce when they had the conversation after the party? She said, "So how do you feel?" He's like, I feel pretty good about us. She said, "So have sex with me." She told Bryce, "If you feel like that, so have sex with me." And I heard it the first time. I was like, did she say? I didn't really know. Who was that? Myra? What's up, Myra? Myra was in the building. I didn't know what she said until I turned on captions and I rewinded it 3 times. She said, "If you feel that way, then come have sex with me." She said that to a guy that she is dating on a show that her boyfriend is like less than 100 miles away. And when I saw that, I said, Vanessa is a different kind of female. She don't care. Like, you really have to be mentally strong to deal with a chick like this. When Rob sees that, he is, and they didn't even show Rob that part. I don't know how they, well, actually, yeah, I'm not sure how they did not show that to Rob. So look, Vanessa tells Bryce, like, "Yo, so how you feel about us?" Bryce is like, "Well, I feel pretty good about us." She said, "So have sex with me." I said, when I saw that, she said, and then she tried to explain it in her diary room confession. She's like, "I just told Bryce exactly what it is." So what she telling me, like, she's telling me, like, "Yo, I'm literally here to break up with her boyfriend." She's there to break up with Robert. Robert has no shot. And the funny thing is, because Vanessa is so, she's so selfish, I would say, and so possessive. I'm pretty sure she wants Rob to still be there at the end of the show, despite the fact that she's telling other guys have sex with her. Isn't that insane? Like, can you wrap your mind around that? You go on a show with a chick, and she basically puts it out there like, "Yo, you better not do nothing." You're like, if you embarrass me, it's over. And then she goes just a couple of days later, tells another guy, "If you feel like you like me, have sex with me." Now, she can play it all like, "Oh, I'm just joking. We just had some drinks. The vibe is there. We just having fun." But a chick that says that while she has a boyfriend, it's pretty much a wrap, man. And I can see why Rob told his boy, like, "Look, man, I don't even see myself leaving this island with her," because for the first time, Rob and Vanessa, or I should say Rob has a break from Vanessa. So you can just tell that he finally has a moment to reflect. And he's probably realizing that he just doesn't really like this chick, right? He doesn't really like her outside of the sexual things that she can do for him. As far as like longevity, I don't think he wants to marry her at all. I think this is going to be experience for him, and he's going to be better for it, because once you deal with a chick like this, you learn so much about the psyche of women that you just understand them more. And to be very fair, though, Vanessa is not your average woman. She's just a different type of woman. She's a man eater. I said that already. But anyway, Bryce, once he hears that Vanessa just put it out there like, "Yo, so have sex with her." Once Bryce hears that, he plays it very cool. He was like, "Oh, I'll eat that too." I'm not sure what he meant by that. Like, would you, like, you saying that you hear what she's saying and you receive it? Are you saying you're talking about some kind of act? I wasn't sure what he meant, but he just said he would eat it too. I'm not sure what he meant. But the point is, he plays it kind of cool, like, "Oh, okay, I didn't know." He does the most strangest thing. He says, "Oh, we'll have time for that. We got time for that." I'm like, bro, what? She just said that she wants you to have relations with her, and she got a boyfriend, and she ain't necessarily trying to lock you down necessarily. What you got to think about, bro? Like, that's pretty, like, he like, "Oh, we got time for that." He played it real cool. I respect that. But I just didn't know how to. I didn't know how to compute that. So Vanessa, you got a boyfriend. You gonna just? I didn't understand it. I was just like, okay. So in other words, Vanessa is just out there like that. All right, got it. All right. But anyway, that's pretty much all I got. Let me tell you, this episode's insane. We saw a lot of temptation. It definitely lived up to its name tonight. You see how people act when temptation is present. And, I always thought to myself, it's crazy to go on a show. But another way to look at it is, you are tempting your mate beyond belief. Like, it is not fair to put a woman, an attractive woman, an attractive guy in front of your boyfriend or girlfriend to say, don't cheat. And in fact, I'm going to go over here with the opposite sex, and you're going to stay with this person over here, and you better not do nothing. You know how that's so unfair. Like, so, it's going to be so many at some point in this season. So many of these couples are going to just falter because they're going to have to give in. For example, between Kaitlin and Hall, I think Hall is going to give in to this young lady. I don't know her name. Her name might be Molly or something. I don't know her name. He's going to give in. All right, before Kaitlin, I think so. As far as Paris and Great, they're both going to give in. Taji's going to have his lips on Paris by next episode. Great, he's going to be kissing probably a double kiss between two chicks because he doesn't even care. Great has standards that are so low that you can just see the floor. Great doesn't care. He just wants to sleep with anything popping. So that's going to happen. As far as Marisela and Christopher, Marisela is the one who I think will pop first. She's looking to explore. You can tell that she's going to go through a lot of growth over this season. While I think they're going to leave the island together, between the two of them, I think Marisela is going to be the more aggressive. As far as Rob and Vanessa is going to do everything in her power to destroy the masculinity of Rob even further. Once she sees Rob with this new Latin chick, oh, it's going to be over. I'm not sure when they're going to show Vanessa the footage between Rob and this new chick, but once she sees that, she is going to lose her mind, and I cannot wait to see it. But that's all I got. Thank you for watching. I'll holler at y'all next week. Stay safe out there. Peace.